To make sure this looks good on mobile view, there are two main things. The first one is simple. In main navigation here on the nav element, which wraps nav links, add a class which should be main-navigation __ header-nav. If you do that, thanks to the provided CSS styling, you see now the links here on the right are gone. But now we need to enable that button here and make sure we animate and show a side drawer, which gives us our links. To do that, we have to go to side drawer, of course, and work on that a little bit. So here I will import React from React and import /side drawer.css, and then create the side drawer here as a component and export it, of course, as we always do. And now in here, in the side drawer, I want to do a couple of things which we haven't done before. For one, I want to add animation so that it slides in and slides out. And I also want to render it in a different part of the page than where I will include the drawer. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, for this, let's first of all return an aside here, a default HTML element, which should render props children. And that will be my drawer. For that, I will add a class name here, which is side-drawer. Just like that. Now attached, you find a side drawer CSS file, and you can copy its content here into side drawer CSS. Now with that, let's use the side drawer in main navigation. In main navigation, I want to render it next to the main header. So we'll import side drawer from /side drawer, and now render it, for example, here. Side drawer, opening and closing tags, because inside I want to have a nav element with a class name of main-navigation __ drawer nav, which is basically the opposite to my header nav if we are in a smaller screen. And there, I again want to pass in my nav links. I set up styling which is flexible enough to render nav links horizontally or vertically, depending on whether we're on a smaller screen and hence in a drawer, or on a bigger screen and hence in a header. But here we have a syntax error. In React, and that is just a rule you have to memorize, you must only have one root JSX element per component. You can have as many nested as you want, but here having a side drawer next to a main header as the values we return won't work. And that's actually not a React limitation, it's a JavaScript limitation. In a normal function, you can't return two numbers like this, for example, either. That just doesn't work. So to return multiple root level elements, React gives you a special wrapper, React.fragment. This doesn't render any real HTML element to the screen, it just fulfills this requirement of having one root element, and then in there you can have as many side-by-side or nested elements as you want. So now we need React fragment, and now we can render the drawer. If we save this, here is our drawer. And it works, that's great. But of course, we can't close it, we can't open it, and it's also not animated, because it's also always there, I guess. In addition to that, however, if we inspect this in the real DOM, we see our drawer, this aside, is rendered here in the root, which isn't too bad. But semantically, since this really is an overlay to the entire page, I would rather have it being rendered right under body, so somewhere here, which leads to the same result regarding the look of it, but semantically is a bit different. It's a tiny thing, but still something which I'd like to have. We can implement this with a concept called React portals. Let's have a look at that.